Drawing 5 cards. Where to go?
We see starts with the planet Polar Rhino.
Going to allow him to search for a Tearlament card and going for the Shiren. This is a very common play we saw from yesterday. This seems to be a main combo starter without using his normal summon. But using effect and discarding, it appears to be, is that Squamata?
Shadol Squamata, it looks like.
Yeah.
And when Shadol Squamata sent to the graveyard, Squamata can send another Shadol from the deck to the graveyard.
Exactly. And because Shiren doesn't discard for cost, it's all part of her effect. That Squamata is definitely going to get its effect.
See, it was sent another Polar Rhino, an Imp Ceti, and a Raid Sloth. And there we go. We see the Squamata send the Shadol Beast, which I believe when it sent lets Ashley draw a card.
That's nice. So that almost didn't cost him anything to get that Shiren on the board and starting his excavating to the graveyard there. Obviously, normal summon of Rhino Heart. Looks like he's declaring the effect on activation there. Cynthia considering her options, wondering where we're going to go to from here. And yep.
There we see an effect Veiler on the Rhino Heart.
I think that's a very smart play because being able to just send more cards to the graveyard, especially specific cards as well, that's going to get Ash almost accelerator for his duel here.
Here we can see the King Sarcophagus.
Ooh, bring back that Imp Ceti from the graveyard that he milled off the effect of the Tearlaments Shiren there. King Sark again, looks like he discarded a Happy.
To send another Imp Ceti.
It is only once per turn per name to special summon back from King Sarcophagus, so he is more than welcome to bring back that Happy to the field.
So now it's 2 level 8 monsters.
Should prompt a zombie vampire from the opponent. Yep, there you go, Ash. Going to be, if this effect goes through, he's going to be able to send 4 cards from his graveyard, from his deck to the graveyard, and 4 from Cynthia's deck to the graveyard as well.
And then special summon one of them if any of them are monsters, right?
Yep. Any choice as well. So he can pick, if Cynthia mills something great to the graveyard, he's more than welcome to sit there and select that card. And here comes the rock. Nibiru, the primal being, dropping down now.
Should be doing all 3 monsters and special summoning primal being token to Ash's side of the field.
Yep. Before that zombie vampire is able to activate its effect there. Saving grace, though, is because zombie vampire is 3,000 attack, as well as the others. It's going to have a huge amount of stats on it.
Yep, and the Tearlaments Rhino Heart, we know as part of the lore, has 1,500 attack and 2,100 defense. Shiren herself having 1,800 attack and 1,300 defense, attempting to source a token.
Now, zombie vampire, how much defense does that? Is it 0?
Yeah, zombies, I think, in the lore generally had 0 defense, but in this case, zombie vampire had 2,800 defense, 3,000 attack.
So, yeah. So either position that Cynthia special summons it in, it's going to be huge and going to be a real struggle.
But this will now trigger the effect of Tearlaments Shiren.
Yep, gone to the graveyard as part of a card effect.
And returning that zombie vampire.
Yep, and herself, both dark monsters, but different types, fulfilling the requirements for Mud Dragon of the Swamp. And Pearl Rhino there, activating its effect because Shiren got returned to the graveyard, is able to destroy the Nibiru.
Yep, now using the effect of the King Sarcophagus again, sending Malicious to send another copy of Imp Ceti from... That's all 3 Imp Cetis in the graveyard, I believe.
It is indeed. But it doesn't matter because here's Malicious, number 1, number 2. Malicious is now at 3. Token plus Malicious. Link summon into...
Dark?
Dark, yes.
Dark Charmer?
Dark the Dark Charmer.
believe there are no dark monsters in Cynthia's graveyard as yet. Here we see the third copy of Malicious out.
It's just so free, isn't it?
Yep, I do believe the number of cards in Ashley's hands are now pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to see with, I believe Ashley is playing with black sleeves, so he's put anything to the side. It's kind of hard to see there, but...
It does not look like there's any cards remaining in his hand.
It's all or nothing on this play, hoping it's going to be enough to disrupt Cynthia with 3 cards in her hand, to drawing to a 4th for her turn.
That's a Sprite Sprint.
Yep, that's enough.
It'll be able to send Merle from the deck to the graveyard.
Which will prompt more cards from the top of Ashley's deck going to the graveyard there.
So,
oh, no, that's the normal summon effect. No, he is fusion summoning.
for an El Shaddai Winder. So now Cynthia will only be able to special summon once.
So nothing in his hand, but maybe this is going to be enough.
Sometimes all it takes is a Winder.
Cynthia drawing to 4 cards now, contemplating her plays.
Looking at her deck, there aren't any copies of Forbidden Droplets in the main deck. So it might be a bit challenging to be able to play through that.
There is infinite impermanence, but I feel like if she did draw it, that would be activated almost immediately so she can begin her turn.
She could potentially summon a Dear Bellstar and attack over it.
Ah, it's true. Winder only has 2200 attack, I believe.
And its protection is only from card effects, it's not from battle.
Okay, so we've got a few outs here. Do see Cynthia activating Bonfire, though. Snake Eye Ash is added to hand and promptly normal summoned, the effect activated.
Actually, I do believe the Pearl Rhino gives the Winder an attack boost. Is that correct?
Possibly. I think if it's only if there's a Tearlament on the field. Is
Fusion monsters and Tearlaments monsters you control gain 500 attack. So the Winder's actually on 2700 attack. So unfortunately, Dear Bellstar won't be able to attack over it.
Ah, but there's Typhon. That's all you need. One special summon. Although Typhon does, in its own way, like stop Cynthia from special summoning for the rest of the turn, because Cynthia is unable to summon any other monsters this turn after the summon of Typhon.
Yep, so Superstar Slayer, Typhon, Sky Crisis. You can summon it using your highest attack monster after your opponent special summon 2 or more monsters from the extra deck, but you cannot summon for the rest of the turn. And while it's on the field, the effect of monsters with 3000 or more attack cannot be activated. Once per turn, you can detach 1 card to return 1 monster in the field to the hand.
Great, so we see Typhon activating its effect to return Shadow Winder to the extra deck there, and then promptly moving to battle phase, and Typhon attacks over the Mud Dragon. Now, Mud Dragon being a fusion is getting that plus 500 from Pearl Rhino, so not as much damage as maybe Cynthia was hoping for.
The importance is that Ash is now down to 1 card, as well as a King Sarcophagus, but there's no, I believe there aren't any more Horus monsters in the deck, so he's just playing off the top.
Is this one of the Shadow Tearlament spells, is not? Tearlament Grief. Good grief.
So you can special summon 1 Tearlaments monster from your deck or your graveyard, then send 1 monster you control to the graveyard with the same type or attribute as the one that you summoned.
Okay, that's not too bad. But also, something I remembered as well is, even though all the Horus monsters are in the graveyard, King Sarcophagus is still, very viable there. And the Zombie Vampire got returned to the extra deck, I believe. So that's giving Ash quite a lot of plays here.
Yep, and the Polar Rhino was able to destroy that set card. So we do see, like as you said, the Horus monsters be summoned.
Out comes Happy, out comes Mseti, and we just move to battle phase. That's a lot of damage there.
Yep, I do believe that's Dragus Tapalio.
Just under 7 minutes remaining. Giant card players, you have just under 7 minutes remaining. Thank you.
Oh, just making sure he sequences attacks correctly.
Indeed.
Or he's considering the attack points of his monsters, how much damage he can do. He might just stay in the main phase just a little bit longer. Ensure that he has all his plays. I don't know, he goes to the battle phase, we'll declare the attack.
Yep. Yeah, I think we just go safe here. Do as much damage as possible before you throw everything into a zombie vampire and possibly whiff off special summoning anything.
Yep, and we do have the Dragus Tapalio as a point of interaction as well.
Now we move to Ash's main phase 2 here, picking up his extra deck, considering his options.
Looks like he's just going for the zombie vampire play again.
See Cynthia's life points updated now. Only 900 left. But no, Ash has thrown everything into Appaloosa, Goddess of the Bow there. Favouring 2,400 attack Appaloosa, as well as the Dragus Septalia to carry him through to the next turn there.
Like, he has recursion with the Horus monsters, so he just wants to be able to survive and keep applying pressure with monsters. So he does have multiple points of interaction. He's got the Dragus Tapalio.
Snake Eyes Ash with the swiftness, getting negated straight into a relinquished anima and being negated once again, so that Appaloosa now is down to only 800 attack, I believe.
Yep, and then the one-for-one we see being activated, discarding a Flame Burst, special summon Poplar.
Cynthia now has one card in hand. It's going to be crucial here. But Ash still has 2
points of interaction, right?
Yeah,
with the Dragus Tapalio and the last check of the Appaloosa.
That's correct.
Right, so we see a Chain Link 1 of Flamebird and Chain Link 2 of Poplar. Well-constructed chain links to be able to control what your opponent can interact with.
I feel Appaloosa is going to be run over anyway, so I think Ash is correct in just using that last negate on the Poplar just to give Cynthia as little cards as possible here.
And we note that the Dragus Tapalio places Predator counters on monsters, and that the activated effects of monsters with the Predator counters are negated. But it affects like Snake Eye Ash, which tribute itself, they will still work under the Dragus Tapalio because it will no longer have a counter on it when it's in the graveyard.
Now we're in a very spooky position because I believe Cynthia has summoned her own the Dark Charmer there, and with Mseti being a huge body and a dark attribute, it's going to look rather rough.
Yep, there we see the Dragus Tapalio activate to stop that dark, but now Cynthia has all the plays available to her with all the interactions being forced out. That's 4 interactions and she still has gas.
Promethean Princess dropping down now. Poplar goes to the Spell and Trap card zone, and then we see Snake Eyes Ash activating its effect here.
I believe Oak will be coming out to extend further. Oh, or there's a Flame Burst. Or the Flame Burst.
Going straight into the second Flamebird Dragon there.
Right.
Right.
And Flame Burst will push the Dragus Tapalio into the Spell Trap. And we see a Summon Great Raging Phoenix come out.
That's right there. Cynthia's thinking about, does she have game here? Going right into the tank, thinking hard.
She's got to think it through. She had attempted... so she's checking the graveyard. So Flame Burge's graveyard effect can't be activated at this stage. So there will be no more monsters coming out, considering that it was already activated. See what she can do. that is a 0 attack Appaloosa, but as we've mentioned, that King Sarcophagus will be able to summon out. Ash will be able to summon back a Happy and a Imseti next turn if that King Sarcophagus remains.
I don't think it is, though, because the Zealantis got summoned to the zone that Appaloosa points to, and because it's now co-linked in the battle phase...
You destroy 2 cards, right?
Yeah, that's right. Cynthia, smart plays indeed. Both players have a lot of gas in their graveyards there, but I think Cynthia may be in the better position, especially when you consider that they've got the Promethean Princess there.
Neither player have cards. They're top decking. Ash draws a spell or trap. Cynthia offers the deck to cut, hopes for a good cut. Although she doesn't need a whole lot to get going. There's a lot of ways you can get to plays. There's like any copies of Wanted, Bonfires, Ash.
Yeah, even drawing a second Poplar would be very good right here. But it seems we're just going to the battle phase, and Zealantis pokes in more damage yet again.
So Zealantis has 2,500 attack, so that should push Ash down to 5,000 life points. All right. The attack from the last turn over the Appaloosa should be another 2,500, so Ash should be now on 2,500 life points.
This is where he needs to top deck something really great here, otherwise Zealantis is just going to end his game here.
Zealantis having just enough attack. Perhaps that, considering that Cynthia did not play the card you drew, it could be a point of interaction.
Ash must have drawn something good here. He is sitting there reading everything. He's finished looking, but what's he cooking?
This one really is a nail biter. He passes.
Passes
He draws.
again.
I believe she drew a spell, and there is the bonfire. There we go. We see a Snake Eye Oak.
This is just the pure resilience of what Snake Eye happens to offer. Like one little monster, in this case the Oak, Spectral summons the Snake Eye Ash. Ash is able to search for another copy of Snake Eye Ash, and then yes, Cynthia is like fully driving this duel.
See, she could make a Nightmare Phoenix to get rid of that spell or trap, and then based on what it is, she could depending what it is, she can determine what other interactions are possible.
That's true. That's true. It'll also gain her a draw as well, because I believe Zealantis has up, down, left, right arrows, so she'll be able to co-link it and get the draw with the Nightmare Phoenix effect as well as destroying Ash's spell or trap card there.
Well, looks like that's what she's going to do. Oh no, she's just using the Oak's effect to special summon. Special summons Snake Eye Diabellstar from the deck. Will declare an attack. What is this point of interaction?
Mirror Force, Scapegoat, Black Goat laughs.
The Black Goat laughs. Well, just Ash's hand.
It's going to do very well, like prompting an extra 3 mils for every normal summon, I believe.
It's a terraforming. It's a very powerful limited card, being able to access either Pearl Rhino or Wraithsoth. We see it does go for the Wraithsoth.
This is definitely going to go for Fenrir, and Fenrir is allowed to resolve. Definitely going for a Kashtera Tearlaments as well. Beautiful, beautiful card, the ultimate rare Kashtera Fenrir. And is met with an infinite impermanence from Cynthia. Ash did have the Pillarino in hand, so he puts it over the top, sending the Wraithsoth to the graveyard, and is able to search for yet another Tearlaments card. Shiren, that seems to be best girl.
Potentially. Oh, it goes for the Rhino Heart.
Okay.
Yep, there's the Tearlament screen that we saw in his hand. It looks like he has another spell as well. Normal summon Tearlaments Rhino Heart, so that will be quite a number of mills.
Yeah, Rhino Heart Chainlink 1. And then the Scream Chain Link 2, so mill 3 cards and then gets to choose what to send to the graveyard with the Rhino Heart. Cynthia having a think. Is that a second copy of Infinite Impermanence?
That indeed is a second copy of Infinite Impermanence. Alright, just confirming if it was cut, but in this circumstance, a cut would not influence the outcome of the current game state, given there's no cards been drawn or needs to be drawn.
Exactly. We're just keeping up for a bit of fair play here. Cynthia hands it back, wishes the best. Oh boy, look at that. We have a Trivi-Karma, I believe that's a Tearlaments Celiac, and one of the Ishizu cards, commonly known as the Shufflers there. Is that Keldo? Kelbeck, it's one of them.
Can't quite catch that. That's the Trivi-Karma.
Celiac adds a Tearlaments Kashtera, Celiac, it's Keldo there, thank you for the confirmations. Banishing the Trivi-Karma there to add I believe that is the card that we saw in the game 1 there, the Tearlament spell. We banish Celiac now to summon the Tearlament Kashtera, and that's going to send even more cards to the graveyard for Ashley. Happy Kashtera.
Tearlament, and that's a Mothman?
What?
A Danger
Mothman.
So Danger Mothman, I believe, when sent to graveyard, lets both players draw and then discard a card.
Only if it's discarded from the hand, I believe.
Is that correct? Oh, okay. We see there's a Tearlament. There we see a Tearlament's Grief, summoning the Shiren, and then immediately sending the Shiren. So Shiren and Mothman will be shuffled back for a fusion summon. Be difficult for Cynthia to climb back with only 4 cards.
Yeah, 3 cards in hand currently, drawing into a 4th card there. Mud Dragon of the Swamp overlays with the Rhino Heart to make a Bahamut Shark, sending Mud Dragon to the graveyard and summoning a Totally Awesome.
So it will be 4 cards against at least 1 point of interaction, plus the Fenrir.
He does have the option here to put, I don't think he's locked into any sort of attributes or anything, so there is the, oh my goodness, open the King Sarcophagus as well with, I believe, at least a Happy in the graveyard.
There's also, I believe there was an Imseti. Yeah, there's an Imseti at the top of the graveyard right now.
I'll be very surprised if these do not make an SP Little Knight.
It'll be, I believe we will do the standard line of Dark into Sprint.
Yes. It is IP Masquerena there.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, there we see the Zombie Vampire.
City. Are we up City?
Oh, we hit them early anyway, and the Shiren.
Oh my god, and Black Goat laughs as well. And a scream. We see a Nibiru on Cynthia's side, a Forbidden Drop, 2 Forbidden Droplets, and the Ghost Mourner and Winter Chill, I believe.
That's correct. But in a general sense, that Ghost Mourner that was on the top of her deck, it's not a card that you...
Starting off, Cynthia declaring her phases.
We'll start with the 1-for-1, discarding a Snake Eyes Poplar.
Ash looks at his hand, and it seems to be going through. Here comes Snake Eye Ash.
Doesn't look like Ash plays any means of interaction outside of Tearlament's Havness. So he's more focused on letting his opponent do their worst, and then he will try and pick apart at it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just all of his thing, just being all gas, so many options, and just trying to push through as many points of interaction. Yep. See Poplar in the go to the Spell Trap card zone through effect. Ash, search the Poplar. Poplar will be activating now to search. Poplar being sent for the Dire Bellstar. Dire Bellstar will now be searching for the original Sinful Sin.
There's a Divine Temple. Placing the Snake Eyes Deer Bellstar from the deck to spell trap zone.
Ash instilling a bit of fear. I think he's counting up the number of summons.
Yeah, we see 3 monsters for Celine.
Yep. Counting all the spell and traps on the field and in the graves.
There is 3, and we'll see the Snake Eye the Deer Bellstar, the Black Witch.
Very early Appaloosa Goddess of the Bow there. Only 1600 attack though, but sometimes you only need the one monster negation to be able to continue your entire plays.
To note that Cynthia has not used her normal summon, I believe. That was all from 1 for 1.
That is correct. She's still got a normal summon in the pocket there.
There's a Snake Eye Oak, so she will. Oh, she's drawn a Snake Eye Oak, and she drew the field spell, I believe.
Yeah, and a Poplar as well, because we saw the Poplar discarded off the 1 for 1 there.
So sometimes you don't open the best combination of cards, but it is what you do to make the most out of what you're dealt. That we see 2, and the Flame Birch will now activate as well to summon back 2 of monsters. We see the IP Masquerader. We've seen this line several times.
Flamebird bringing back Poplar and Oak.
IP and Poplar to make Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess will also summon back
Flamebird?
Flamebird.
Called it.
Flamebird putting IP in the spell or trap.
1, 2. The Oak effect, sending off the Promethean Princess to special summon out the Flamebird Dragon.
Yep. And then there's the Flamebird and the Snake Eye Deer Bellstar to make this Hope Harbinger.
Hope Harbinger number 38 has the effect to negate a spell card from Ash by adding it as material, as well as redirecting attacks and going straight to the damage step. So it's actually despite it only negating spells, it also has a very special effect for Tempai players, forcing them to skip the start of damage step effects.
Yep, it's also got 2500 defense, which is reasonably large. So we see a reasonably standard Snake Eye end board, and Ash will start with Rates Off. It's a decision on Cynthia to negate if she would like to, or if she wants to hold out for something potentially more powerful.
I'm feeling she's got a way to deal with this Fenrir, otherwise Fenrir will be able to take quite a few points of interaction off Cynthia.
Especially because the Appaloosa is only 1600 attack.
Fenrir special summoned.
So that triggers a Divine Temple to push the IP into the monster zone, and then the IP will activate.
IP's affected, indeed activate, which is going to trigger the Fenrir, and Fenrir seems to be targeting down that Titanic Galaxy.
Yep, so Cynthia will also have the effect of SP and the Flame Birch to activate.
One, two, three, building the chain links. Infinite movements on the Fenrir. See, just that single summon of the Fenrir has prompted so many points here, forcing the SP Little Knight as well as an infinite impermanence.
Yep. And now 2 more monsters. The Ash will also activate as well. And the Snake Eye has so much gas for it.
Yeah, we've still got 2 effect negations on the Appaloosa as well as Titanic Galaxy, being able to eat a spell effect or activation.
We see the Shadol fusion.
And yeah, that seems to be instantly being negated by the Titanic Galaxy.
Yep.
Titanic Galaxy, as part of its effect to negate, doesn't destroy it and send it to the graveyard, instead equips it to itself as an Xyz material.
Yep. So 4 cards left for Ash. He's got to navigate through the Appaloosa and the SP Little Knight. It's one of the Keldo.
Yes, I believe that one is Keldo. What is it? Medora?
It is Medora.
It is Medora. So normal summon was the Medora. Typhon, now that was an Ashley's side deck there, so maybe this is one of those extra deck cards that he has sided in.
Yep. That will prompt Cynthia to activate the Promethean Princess in the graveyard, destroying the Poplar and the Typhon.
Unfortunately, we're not going to see any more summons out of Ash because of Typhon's own effect.
Yeah. And the Poplar will put the Snake Eye Flamberge in the spell and trap zone. Yeah.
Gotta say though, this is looking very grim for Ash indeed, very grim.
The players are smiling, having a good time. They're being very courteous, and that's what we like to see in the community. So I just want to say for all the viewers out there, be nice. That's one takeaway message from the whole event. Be nice. The players have been very nice to each other, and I would like you all to be nice as well. So Cynthia,